Welcome to this HTML tutorial for complete beginners and for those who just need a refresh. This will be a series of short lessons, and in this first lesson I'll introduce you to HTML and we will set up your workspace. Then we will dive into HTML tags and start building your first website together. First, let's understand HTML terminologies, which you will hear a lot when learning about HTML. First of all, what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the standard code used to create web pages. Every website that you visit uses HTML to display its content. It is what builds the structure of a web page. For example, this video that you're watching on YouTube is displayed to you by using HTML. It displays to you this video, the titles of videos, the images of other videos, and so on. All of it is displayed to you using HTML. HTML5 is basically the latest version of HTML. It was released on 2008, and since then we are using HTML5 tags. What are HTML tags? We use HTML tags to create the structure of a web page, to add headings, paragraphs, images, videos, and everything on a web page. We use HTML tags. HTML tags usually have opening and closing tags. For example, for paragraph tag, you can see it has an opening and closing tags. There are also some tags which are self-closing, but most of the tags have an opening and closing tags like this. What is HTML content? HTML content is what we place inside the tag. For example, inside the paragraph, we place the content. So this is the HTML content. HTML element is the combination of tag and content. It's this whole thing with opening bracket, the content inside, and the closing bracket. HTML attributes are used to add additional information to the tags. For example, for image tag, you can add a source attribute to specify which image needs to be shown. And as you can see, image tags are self-closing tags. This is one of the tags which is self-closing. It doesn't have a closing image tag. And finally, HTML files. HTML files are those files which end in .html, like you have files ending in .jpeg or .png. These are image files. You have files ending with .mp4, these are video files, and HTML files are those files which end in .html. These are just files which are combinations of HTML tags, HTML content, elements, and attributes. That's all the terminology that you need to know about HTML. Now we need to set up your environment. And for that you need only a code editor. You can install one of these. The first one is Visual Studio Code. We have Sublime Text and also Atom. These are most popular ones. Personally, I recommend you download Visual Studio Code since this is the most popular one and it's the easiest to get started with. You just need to go on their website. I will provide the link in the description also, and download the one which is for your operating system, whether you're on Mac, Windows or Linux. Just download your version. Once it is downloaded, you just need to open this file and follow the instructions. After the installation is finished, just open this Visual Studio Code. Now we need to create a folder to work in it. I will create a new folder. The name can be anything. I will name this as Lesson 1. And you just need to drag and drop this folder into the Visual Studio Code. Now we are inside of this folder and we can create our first HTML file. You just need to create on this button, which will create a new file, and let's give it a name index.html. So the first part is not mandatory. You can name it anything you want, but the last part, which is .html, it must be HTML so that this understands that it is an HTML file. So click enter. And we are here inside of the main index.html file. Now let's talk about the structure of an HTML document or HTML file. All HTML files have the same basic structure. This basic structure looks like this. First you open a tag and you specify the document type of this file, which is an HTML, like this. And then all of the HTML files have an HTML tag, which wraps everything that you have in this file. In the HTML file, there are two main tags. There is a head tag and there is a body tag. So head is a tag which will contain information about the page, like the title which is displayed in the browser. And the body is what contains all of the content in your web page. So if you save this file, now we can open this in our web browser. You can right click on it and copy the path and then go in your browser and paste this path. You can see this is just a blank page and all of the websites are starting from this blank page. That's it for the first lesson, and in the next video we will populate this web page and actually create our first website. See you there.